Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to start the German part of turn 2. And we'll play that in this video. But a bit of a programming note, I'm going to start videoing 2 turns completely. What I was doing in the past was doing a half a turn, posting the, editing the video, posting it, and looking for feedback. And then the following week, do another half turn and do the same thing, look for some feedback and make some adjustments. 2 things. I don't think I'm getting enough game time to learn the rules. I'm stumbling along, and that's, I talk about not wanting to rush through this, but also I can't not play the game and learn the rules just by reading. I need to play and get through a number of turns, either correctly or incorrectly. And so the original thought was, I'll just shoot a half a turn, get some feedback, shoot another video, and that pacing would work. But combination of real life getting in the way of me having a regular schedule yet. I'm still adjusting to doing content, and it's been a little disruptive in the sense of me being able to get this game on the table, shoot it, half a turn, edit it, and do that consistently, on a schedule. And so I want to make some adjustments so that I can, 1, learn the game, and kind of get through this a little bit quicker with a little more repetitions of playing the game. I think that's going to help out me learn the game at a nice pace. And also make sure I get content up on a regular basis every 5 to 7 days, as opposed to 8 or 9 days or whatever it is now. And if I get busy on a weekend or something like that, and I don't shoot for a weekend, and that's no good. So by shooting 2 full turns, that gives me like 4 episodes that I can edit. All it's a little more efficient, and make sure I'm keeping content for you guys to watch. So point being is, if you put comments up, please keep doing that. You might not see those changes for a few episodes, because obviously if I shoot it all in one day, I might make that same mistake 3 or 4 videos, but that's the reason why. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shoot this half turn, and either later today or next weekend start shooting the multiple turns, because we'll be done with turn 2, and this scenario goes 6 turns. So if all goes well, the next 2 weekends I should be able to shoot the rest of this scenario. And then I have a collab with somebody who's offered to help teach me play the game. I won't get into too much more detail, but I want to go ahead and get that organized and figure out the logistics of how we're going to shoot that, and how it's going to be shared, and all those little things. And I'm excited to do that, and this has been lingering because I need to get through this scenario first. Anyway, sorry for the long rant. Let's get into this. Let's get into this turn. So one of the things I want to show you is I ended up getting some of these little plastic containers, right, like this. It costs about $0.10 each. And I'm going to start experimenting using these for counter storage. They hold about 100 counters, depending on the game. I've got, I don't know, however many in here. And also, what I discovered, makes a nice little dice roller. So I can, boom. Oh, still 2-2 there. 5-2. You see. There we go. So that's what I'll be using. I don't have to worry about dice flying all over the table, and I don't have a dice tower right now, so we have to improvise. And that was what I came up with. Okay, so let's get started into this. So we've got our chart. Start with the rally phase for the Germans. There are no reinforcements for the Germans. Okay. As far as moving weapons around, I don't really have any weapons to move around. I'm going to get rid of these DM markers. Right. I believe those go at the end of last turn. For some reason I feel like I'm doing this out of sequence. But before I do that, okay, that had a DM on it. Let me just read the rules real quick. That looks like the last thing to do during the rally phase. So I think that's still under a DM of +4. Okay. So we're going to try to... Oh wait, I get to do 1 unit first, right? So... they can try to rally those troops. What do I have over here? Okay. So let's try this. So they're on an 8 with a +4 on their dice roll. So I need to roll a 4 or less. 7, so they don't rally, but that's going to go away. Okay. Let's go over here. So if I understand this correctly, I have a +4 to rally with a -2, so it's a +2. They should be turned over. They need a 7, +2, 5. +2 is 7. Looks like they rally. Sweet. Let's go here. Okay. So a +3. Let's start with this one. 7. Nope. Go to the next one. 11. No. That's going to go away. Okay, they're going to be next to useless this turn. Okay, a 9. Yep. They rally. Okay, nobody else. So I think that's my rally phase. Oop. So what are we going to do? Okay, so this unit is completely capable to move and fight. So is this. So is this. There's the leader back there. This setting up back here was a mistake. So we learn that in the future. Get as close as possible during setup. So, because it turns out movement's a pain in the butt in combat. Alrighty. So that should end our rally phase. Okay. Yeah, I believe I got that taken care of. All right. Mark that off. Next thing is the prep fire phase. Now I always mess this up, but we're going to take our time here. So this unit is going to want to move and try to assault, and I have yet to assault. So we're going to try to do that. And there's one, they're all kind of disrupted there. I'm wondering, can I throw smoke with this unit? I can. They have a 1. Yeah, the flamethrower. I wonder if I should just try to flame them from here. Or should I just move up? mind, should this unit move independently? Yeah, I mean, why is he staying with him, right? So this is where I don't understand the strategy of the game, what makes good sense strategically or tactically to do. Okay, that leader's just saying, okay, I think they're pretty much ineffective. This unit is not, but I plan on moving them so they're not going to fire. This unit, I think, needs to move as well, and they're not going to fire. I'm going to move them up into this building. I'm going to move them up the road here. That's the plan. And this leader's kind of lost. He needs to kind of get caught up with this unit here. But he should be able to, yeah, we'll try. We'll try to get him caught up. This unit's not going to do much of anything, so I don't plan on doing any firing, prep fire over here. On this side, though, I do have this charge, so it's a question of, do I move up one? Actually, what I'd do is I'd move over here. That way, if they have to retreat, I don't want to give them an option to go in that direction. I'm not moving yet, but that's kind of the idea. So if they move, I'm not going to prep fire with them. So it now turns down to, what am I going to do with this unit here? Okay, I'm going to pause the camera and think about this for just a second. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. If I fire the flamethrower now, okay, its range is what, 1? So that's long range right at 2. That would be half. So the 24 becomes 12. If I move, then its firepower is going to get cut in half as well. But I will be close, or what's the exact term? Point blank, and it's times 2. So in effect, it goes back to 24. So the idea is I'm going to go ahead and move. So I'm not going to take any prep fire. So I think it's during this turn. This is where I think I messed up before with the defensive fire. As I was confusing the movement phase with the prep fire phase. Because I was told I can go ahead and do defensive fire even if nobody moves. So with that in mind, I wonder if we're only going to move 1 square. And then, so my understanding is when I get to the advance phase, so I'm going to go ahead and move here, and then the advance phase, I can move into close combat. And if I move up here, I can move into close combat. That's my understanding. Because before I was trying to figure out when all my movement ended, how do I move into close combat? So I think that's how the system is designed. So you get that advance phase right before the close combat phase. So that's how I'm going to play it, at least for this turn, for this half a turn. And like I said, I may video the next turn next weekend so I can get some feedback on this turn for the next couple videos. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get to this. So I don't think there's any downside to trying to throw smoke. And I think I can try it twice. Right? So let me just read up on smoke again real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I was reading up on the rules for smoke. Problem is, if I move forward, let's say I successfully put smoke here and then move into it, it's a +3 dice modifier when firing out of smoke. And I don't really want a +3. So we're going to live dangerous, and we're just going to move up close and personal, try to flame them, and then advance into close combat. So that's going to be the plan of action here. So over here, we'll move. They're going to do nothing. That unit's not, they're still kind of not involved. This unit will also move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this unit first. Oh, so let's prep fire phase, done. Now we're moving into movement phase. Let's see if I can get this right this time. So I'm going to move here with this one unit, and they have their charges. And I got to read up on how charges work. But this one unit can fire, all right? They're in a building. It's +3. I think because they haven't fired before, they're going to get their full 4. Yeah, let's see. Defensive fire phase. So this will be their first fire. So I think they're going to get 4. Doubled to 8. There's no line of sight hindrances there. So I think it's an 8 plus 3. Okay? And that would be their first fire. All right, so we'll go ahead and put that on. Let's just put it next to them. So we've got a 8 column +3. Roll to 6. That becomes a 9. A 9 on the 8 column is a pin test. So let me read up on pin checks. It says each target must attempt to pass a pin task check by making a dice roll less than or equal to the unit's morale level. Okay, morale level is 8. Oh, no, that's on the morale check, so I think they just pass it. I don't think that does anything. So on a self-rally, okay, dice roll follows original 2 on first MMC, self-rally, or any MMC, CC, dice roll, CC, what the hell CC? I don't know if that was a CC roll. Close combat? I'm gonna assume that's close combat. Okay, so comment in, leave a comment if I'm playing this wrong, but I don't think that that does anything for me at this moment. I think they successfully moved there, and this unit's now first fired. Now, we'll leave him here. I guess it doesn't make any difference which order I move these in, but I'm gonna move the flamethrower first. He's going to get a roll, right? So now it's 4 cut in half is 2, doubled back to 4 with no dice modifier, as I understand it. So we've got a 5 on the 4 column. That's a 1 morale check. Okay, morale check +1. So they're at 7, so they need an 8 or less. They got a 4, it's doubled. I don't think that matters at this point. So they're fine. Now this unit will move. Same thing. I guess maybe this is called final fire now. And 11, that's going to be no effect. Now, strategically, I don't know, or tactically, I don't know if I should move that leader in. I suspect I should. Five on the 4 column. That's a 1 with a -2, so it needs a 9 with a -1 on the dice roll. A 7. And they seem to be fine. Okay, Shabby now is going to get over here. I'm going to go put her in a room so we don't get invaded. Okay, so I think all my movement is done here. I don't have any movement going on over here. Now, this unit, conscripts can fire 1, 2, 3, 4, so that would be within long range. This unit moving into this building. Also, I think this unit, yeah, just eyeballing that. These 2 units will have line of sight. We'll bring fire down on them. I can just leave that there. Okay. However this unit moves, these 2 units will get an opportunity to fire. Plan is to move this unit into this building and move this leader up into that building. So let's see if I get this correct. We'll start over here. We'll move the bottom unit first. So this unit, they may not have line of sight. Let's check that just to be sure. Okay, so we're going from there. See, the corner of that building looks to be clipped. I'm going to say that they have line of sight. Okay. So, this one clearly does. So we'll start here. So I think I just get to add the machine guns firepower. I'm just checking to make sure, well, I just want to make sure I get the right numbers here. The firepower is 2. Range is 6. Oh, you know what? Oh, they didn't have it. They would have. I was checking range earlier. Okay, so we're gonna have a 4, 8, 10. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot the -2 on the dice roll. Okay, it's too late to go back. I don't remember what I rolled. Darn it. See, that's what I'm talking about when I play once a week and only get a half a turn in. It's just not enough to remember what I'm doing. That's why I'm going to do at least 2 turns. Okay. So, this unit's going to fire on this one here. That's 10. With a -1 because it was not a assault move. but they're not in the clear like that one was. But they're now in a stone building, so it's a minus, or excuse me, it's a +2 on their dice roll. So that's a 10 with a +2. So the 10 turns into the 8 column. A 4, that might be a result. +2 is 6. So that's morale, it's a 1 morale check. So they're on an 8 with a +1 to the dice roll. I need a 7 or less. We've got a 6. They're fine. Okay. And now they have fired. Okay. In this case, I'm just going to move both of these in. Maybe I should be practicing with the tweezers. So now, looks like they're cut in half. Oh, I forgot to check the rate of fire. Oh, they don't have, oh, excuse me. What was this? Rate of fire was 1. Okay, I'll get it on this one. We'll use the red dice for the rate of fire. Okay, so instead of 10, it's now 5, which takes it into the 4 column. Okay. And for these guys here, a +2. Okay, so no rate of fire, 9, no effect. Okay, I think I got that one right. Okay. Oh, I forgot to fire for this one. Let's just step that back and resolve this fire here. This one's already done. We'll resolve this one on that one first. So that's a 4, 8, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4 at long range. So that's 12 turns into a 6. All right. With a +2. So 6 column +2. 7, 8, 9. No effect. Same thing here. Oh, now it's in half. So it becomes 12 cut in half. 6 cut in half is 3, so it goes to the 2 column. +3 on the 2 column. And we rolled doubles. I don't think the doubles matter when you're firing. See, I think this is the problem fundamentally with this game. I mean, people might not like to hear this, but I think it was poorly designed off D6s. It should have been off D10s or D8s. They're really shoehorning a lot into asking a lot of a D6. Anyway, in my humble opinion. So, I don't know where to find the rules on if I roll doubles on a attack roll. Yeah, I'm not sure where that is. Okay, so we're going to play it as it doesn't matter. So 6 + 2 is 8 on the 2, so that's no effect. Okay. Sorry for the commentary. It just, I look at this and go, D6, really? I'm doing, like I said, asking a lot of a D6. So, okay, this is done. We'll put our first fire on these guys. They have no line of sight. So I think that's done. Now we're going to go with this movement here. They're going to move there, which is going to bring fire from here and fire from here. So let's start on this side. guess that goes to final fire. I'll read up on how that works. Okay, so we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cut in half is 4. 1, 2, 3. Long range. 4 becomes 2 with a -2 dice roll. So they're on the 2 with a -2. So 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 is a 1 morale check. So they're at 7. The +1. Oh. Boom. And there you go. Conscripts got them. Now, this unit is going to go ahead. Oh, I got a heavy machine gun. They haven't fired yet, so I don't know if this is a good idea to go ahead and fire on them with these guys, or wait for this unit to move with him, because I've already got the DM on them, and they got a +4 on the rally, so this might be a good time to try to eliminate them, or wait, right? Because if they're going to move, I can wait till they're all stacked and then fire. Now, that kept them from getting into there, right? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on this, anticipating this unit trying to get into that location. So it might have been better to come around this side, then these guys would have got a shot. Okay. Ike. Well, let's just do it. We're going to move them up. They're going to get their fire, which again is 4, 5, 6. That's, I think I did that wrong last time. 8, 10. Cut in half is 5, which makes that a 4 down to a 2. I think I got that right. With a -2, so that's a on the 2 column with a -2 on the dice roll. That's a 7. That's going to have no effect. And I think they're going to want to fire, or do we let them move into here and then just open up? Why does it just seem like suicide to run in like that when I don't have these guys moving? So I think my coordination on my attack is way off. Now these guys are kind of stranded. Do I move back? Wait. Oh, geez, decisions. Well, sitting out there is not an option. And they could have thrown smoke. So I totally messed this move up on a tactical level. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and move them forward. No, you know what? I'm actually going to move them back. I'm going to move them back. At which point, they don't get a line. They're out of line of sight, and we determined that this was out of line of sight. And this unit's going to move up too. I think I'm going to chicken out and do that. And of course, the machine gun's sitting out in the road. And they're going to be coming back anyway when I get to the route phase. Okay, so nobody else is moving. I guess they missed their opportunity to fire. Route phase. right, advancing fire phase. So what's advancing fire phase? Because I think that comes into play over here. Because they haven't fired. Okay, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go over here. And because we want to use the flamethrower. So it says fire units not marked with prep fire, okay, at half ordnance. So they're at half. So I think that's 24. With 8 is 32. Half is 16. Doubled back to 32 because they're why do I get these terms? Forget these terms. Point blank. Okay, so I think it's straight 32 into this square here with a +3 on the dice roll. And I think the -2 comes into play. Okay, so apparently I do get to apply the -2 to 1 unit, but they're all in the same stack, right? So I get to do it at least to 1. So what did we say we have? 24, 32, that's 16, +3 -2, so a +1. 16 column -1. 4. That's going to hurt. That's K3. So K in a number. 1 unit suffers casualty reduction. All other units, including any just reduced half squad, must take a morale check adding the indicated number to the morale check, in this case 3. Units that fail are broken and inverted. Okay, a unit that rolls an original 12. Okay, already broken units that fail suffer casualty reduction. And if I roll a 12, they're eliminated. Okay, right? Oh, I was reading 2 separate rules. Let me try this again. 1 unit suffers casualty reduction. All other units make a morale check, adding an indicated number to the morale check, of which multiple targets are eliminated. Casualty reduction eliminates half squads, reduces a half squad, and wounds. Okay, mark all. Okay, so we've got this situation here. Let me read this one more time, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's do one thing at a time. It says 1 unit takes a casualty reduction, which would reduce them to a half squad, and I'm not sure what happens if a multi-man takes casualty reduction. Okay, I roll on the wounds. Okay, so randomly, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll use the red. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 5 or 6, I'll re-roll. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it goes to the multi-man counter. I mean, it goes to the later. So that's a casualty reduction on a single man counter. We then roll. Wounded. Place a wound marker. 5 to 7. Eliminated possible. LLMC. If stacked, which they are, so that means they're going to be making a bunch of rolls potentially here. Okay. So we'll use the red dice. 5 eliminated. Bam. Okay, so it appears I have a bit of rolling to do. So first thing is these units need to make a morale check with a 3. So on a normal morale check, okay, let me read the morale checks because because they're already broken, I don't know if they take a casualty reduction if they fail the morale check. And then I've got an LLMC to roll. If they fail, they take a casualty reduction. If I roll a 12, they're eliminated. So let's do these two first, and then we'll move on to this guy. So this first one, 7 with a -3, or +3 on the dice roll. That's a 9, so they fail. They're going to take a casualty reduction. Okay, let's go to the next one. 5 + 3 is 8, casualty reduction. 7, they're actually fine. 3 + 3 is 6. So they're, oh, and I got +4 on the dice roll for those guys anyway. I'll add that hidden. Oh, they were doomed. Okay. Now we have a LLMC, Lost Leader Morale Check. So let me just read up on Lost Leader Morale Check. These units might get eliminated and only leave him behind. Lost Leader Morale Check is a morale check, and I'm going to assume that this 3 on the result table, was +3, and the +7 is still in effect. So basically, I don't see how they can roll. I'm going to roll a 2. Even if I just do the 4, that's a 6. That means they have to roll a 2, a 1, 1-1, snake eyes. But I still think that +3 applies. So I think these two are just eliminated. Yep, 3 + 4 is 7. So now it's in question, right? So one of them is definitely gone. The other one is in question, but again, I think that 3 is in effect. You know what? So this is the first one I rolled. This one is definitely gone. I am going to, boy, this is a tough call. Put down in the comments, should that have been just the +4 or +7 because of the 3 that's here? Or does that 3 only count for this original morale check and not any subsequent morale checks? So I'm going to play it that it does not count for any subsequent morale checks. So I rolled a 3, +4 is 7, they're at 7. I'm going to say that they don't break. Now, they are at 7. Let's roll them to the Lost Leader. 5. Okay, this unit is just like FU. They must have had their vodka for breakfast. Okay. So, I think that takes care of the firing for this unit. Now we still have this unit that can fire. And let me pause and read up on their charges and see if that would be useful to use here. So apparently I can only use those charges, I'll try to place it during my movement phase, which we're already past. Right? We're in the advancing fire phase. So, okay, so I still think I can fire. Well, duh, I know I can still fire. So let's take the 5, basically turns into a 2. Well, 5 turns into 10. 10 turns back into 5, which then becomes 4, however you want to slice it. Plus 3. 4. Plus 3 is 7 on the 4 column. Pin check. Okay, so pin check. Okay, so we're going to roll for the first one. So they're pinned. Now this good order one, is he pinned? Yes. Okay, so now we have a pinned unit. Just got to find a pin counter. There it is. They are pinned. So that's their movement. Okay. All the all the movement is done over here. Defensive fire phase, that was the advancing fire phase. I believe that's now done. We go to the route phase. Okay. This unit's going to route back to here. It's the only one we need to worry about for the route phase. Yeah, nobody else is broke. They're already sitting there. Okay, that's the route phase. Now the advance phase, which will then put us into close combat, I believe. With, I wonder if I should even move that unit in. I'm not sure how all this works. And they can, next turn, they can just place a depth charge. So if you're pinned, can you fire? I'm thinking I either assault, but then I don't want to do a charge because it seems like that would affect them as well. Do I move into this building here and get to do the flame again? I did kind of want to figure out close combat. It doesn't make sense though. It doesn't make sense to do that. But we're going to. Okay, I'm going to move that right on top. Boom. I'm going to do it like that. Now I'll probably move that off over here so we can see what's going up against each other. Here's what it says on my chart here. Transfer support weapons guns between good order units in the same hex. I'm not going to do anything like with that. Move good order unpinned infantry units 1 hex, including into enemy occupied spaces. Done. Place CX counter if using all movement. So we were here, we moved there. We're not even close to doing that, so no CX. Place CC counter on units that advance into enemy occupied hex. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take these units. I'm just going to set them over here on the side so we can see what's what. Okay, and this is our close combat. And what's in this? So that we can see is that, okay? And we can get rid of that for now. Let's do it this way. Okay. And these get close combat. Okay. So all of that's going down in that square. That's the advance. This unit could advance as well. Yeah, I think I can get them in that square. You know what, just for simplicity, I'm not going to because I don't want to go in and count the units yet. I'll look at that later. Now, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and move them. I'm going to bring them in. Okay, check for ambush. If advance into CCU is into woods or building. Yeah, it was into building. Check for ambush. So here's how the ambush works. Each player makes a dice roll, and if one of them is 3 lower than the other, they get an ambush. So we're going to roll the attacker first. They roll an 11. So that one Russian rolls a 4. So I guess he gets an ambush. He's pinned. Okay, so basically the Russians are going to get a -1 on their attacks and a +1 on the German attacks for the ambush. Okay, so the odds ratio. So since they're pinned, they're at 2. I don't know how you calculate their firepower. They have, let's call it a 4. We'll give them the light machine gun. 6. So that's 8. Apparently they get resolved independently. So 8, 24. $32. That's 1 to 4. Kill number is 3. That 3, 1 to 4, is for the Russians to kill a German or get a casualty reduction. Oh, and they get a 2. I don't know if this applies to all of them, or if that's just one kill. I'm at 7, and the kill number 4 to 1 is 9. So both sides are going to get kills. I just need to figure out who killed who and remove those. Okay, so I'm probably going to get this wrong, but that's okay. It's part of this process. So it sounds like both sides eliminated each other completely, except this unit wasn't assigned yet because it's supposed to go and resolve separately. But they got their kill. So a couple of things. Pinned is times 1/2. So 1/4 turns into 1 1/8 with a 1, but they have a -1 on their dice roll because of the ambush, which then they rolled a 2, which makes it a 1. So they hit their kill number. But the broken unit versus, there's no broken units, but they had -2 on the dice roll, so with a +1, so that +1, so now it actually becomes a -1, but they already hit their kill number anyway. And so I think these Russians wiped those guys out, and those Germans wiped these guys out. So that's how I'm going to resolve this. And then this unit just kind of moved in there and resides there. So I think that was pretty nasty. I think this is what we look like at the end of that close combat. Again, I'm going to watch the video and read up on close combat. Nothing else going on over here. I think that finishes this turn. That was our close combat phase. The end of turn 2. And we will begin turn 3 next week. And I'll do all of turn 3 and potentially turn 4. But these buildings have now been occupied by the Germans, and they can move on and see what's going to happen over here. But that was pretty deadly. Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with that. I'm sure I messed something up. As always, guys, I really appreciate all the feedback you give me. Now, I'm not going to play turn 3 right now. I'm going to do that next week. So I wanted to get some feedback on the close combat as well. That's another reason why I'm not going to go ahead and do turn 3 right now, and give me some time to digest the rules. But either Friday or Saturday, I will shoot turn 3 and turn 4 with whatever knowledge level I have. And then the following week, we'll shoot 5 and 6 and be done with this scenario. But I think I got parts of this correct, and other parts maybe not so much. Anyway, as always, I truly appreciate you guys following the channel and all the feedback I'm getting on this particular series. It really does help. As always, like, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I would appreciate that very much. And I will talk to you in the next one. Goodbye for now.